Hello everyone, this is Dr. Daljit Kaur. I'm a consultant psychiatrist in Virinchi Hospitals, Hyderabad. We've been talking about various mental health conditions and today we'll talk about depression. Well, depression is very common and we tend to use depression in different contexts. So let me clarify, just feeling sad might not always be depression. Depression has its own signs and symptoms and there's a particular duration that you would be looking at when you diagnose someone as a major depressive disorder. Depression is of different types. You have reactive depression, which we term it as adjustment disorder. So basically, if you're feeling low, if you're feeling depressed because of a stressful event in your life and there's a clear stressful event there, then you would call it as an adjustment disorder. Yes, it can still give you depressive kind of symptoms. It can also make you feel anxious, but we call it as an adjustment disorder and we might still treat you with antidepressants. The thing about being depressed after a stressful event would mean that there are things that you can do. You can address the stress, you can take some counseling, deal with it, and hopefully the recovery is going to be faster. Clinical depression is a serious mental illness where it affects the way you feel, you cope, and you act. Fortunately, it is treatable. So people can have depressive episodes or it can be recurrent, they might have episodes further. So let's understand a bit more in detail about depression. What could be the signs and symptoms? Well, when you are depressed, your sleep can be affected. You could either be sleeping too much or sleeping very less. Your appetite can get affected. You could either go into comfort eating and binge eating, or you could actually go low on your appetite and not eat at all, and you might start losing weight. Your concentration can get affected. Your mood can either be really low, or it could be also irritable, agitated. So I just want people to know that depression doesn't always mean that you're sitting in a corner crying. It could actually be that someone's personality suddenly change and they come across as really irritable, which is not themselves. They might start losing interest. People have hobbies, everyone has some or the other kind of hobby, or at least they enjoy doing things. It could be as simple as watching TV, playing some games or spending time or talking to friends. And in depression, people might lose all these interests. If severe, depression can also cause suicidal thoughts. So people can generally have fleeting suicidal thoughts. So the thoughts come to them, they might know that, no, this is wrong, we don't want to act on them, and that's fine. So they might seek help or they might speak out to their friends. But sometimes the thoughts can be stronger, and then there might also be a compulsion, or people might start making plans to act on that, and depression therefore can lead to suicide. So it is very important that we do not take depression casually and start addressing it. What causes depression? Well, there are lots of risk factors, as we already discussed. Stress can be one of the things. Then when we talk about medication, we talk about the serotonin levels in our brain, which are lesser in quantity in terms of depression, and we want the medication to help and increase that level. That means there are neurochemicals that needs to be balanced in our brain, and that is also a cause for depression. Well, sometimes medical conditions can also cause depression. If someone's been diagnosed with, say, cancer or even something like diabetes or so, when they know this is a condition for long, then people feel really sad and depressed. Oh no, I've ended up with this. So when they have severe medical conditions, that can also cause depression. Now, some females ask me, why is depression more prevalent in women than men? So let me tell you, depression is almost twice more common in women than men. This has various explanations. One is their own, hormone changes that are brought in their body during different phases of their life. It could be, around menstruation, around pregnancy, around menopause. So all these hormonal changes also sometimes bring on depression along with it. Then there are also various roles that women play in terms of being a carer, being a healer, being a friend, being a mother, and so on. Therefore, probably take on a lot of stress. Women generally tend to internalize their problems, and that can also be one of the reasons that they actually end up in depression. But women can also experience depression post-pregnancy. Some people can experience it during pregnancy as well. If someone has depressive features 1 to 2 months after delivery, then that is called postnatal depression. Just the initial few weeks when the mother has delivered, that's called baby blues. Although you might be feeling a little bit sad, that's not actually depression. But if it goes on, say a few weeks or around a month or so, person is still feeling depressed, that is when you would call postnatal depression, and this definitely needs treatment. If it's not treated, it can also lead to postnatal psychosis, which might then present the women and the child in danger because of the nature of depression and the thoughts that are associated with. So please do not ignore depression in pregnancy or after pregnancy. Now, this being a COVID era, we're seeing so many people develop anxiety and depression after they've had COVID. Some people are traumatized. They're ending up with PTSD because they've lost their loved ones. Maybe they've seen their loved ones in hospital and felt guilty that they were not able to do much. We have also spoken about grief. So grief in itself carries a stage of depression, and a person can be depressed because of the part of the grief process. They've just missed out someone in their life, a good friend or a family member, and then they're stuck in a depressive phase and they will need professional help to come out of it. Anxiety is extremely common, because of COVID. People have become very cautious, very nervous. What if they acquire COVID? If so, what would happen to them? What would happen to their family members? They've seen so many family members, they've seen or heard so many family members dying because of COVID, and that has left them with a big anxiety, a health related anxiety that So the theme of death seems to be revolving because of COVID, and that has caused a lot of anxiety and depression in people. Can our elderly have depression? Yes, our elderly can be depressed, and when our elderly are depressed, it has to be taken really seriously. Because if an elderly person comes to me with negative thoughts, with suicidal thoughts, there's this alarm that comes up that if someone in their say late 60s, 70s, 80s is thinking about suicide, or so if you left the depression untreated, that can lead to suicidal thoughts, and if they are thinking about suicide, then the chance of them actually doing something is more. Please do not ignore depression in the elderly. Also, dementia, which is a memory impairment, a global memory impairment, can also present with depression in the elderly. So there are lots of things, and it might be difficult to fit everything. Children can be depressed, women can be depressed, elderly can be depressed. So if you see any of the depressive symptoms in anyone around you, the least you can do is ask them to go see a professional, a psychiatrist. So at least you ruled out, is this something that just needs some support from family, or does it need proper counseling? Does it need a clinical psychologist to help you with a specific type of therapy, or does it need medication from a psychiatrist? So once you got the initial assessment, then you have formulated a proper management plan for the person, and it might not be important, or it might not be necessary that you end up only seeing a psychiatrist for depression. It could be as simple as a therapist or a counselor is going to help you, but that initial assessment about the diagnosis will definitely need to be done by a psychiatrist. So I hope that I have helped to gain some insight into depression today, and you will take the right step to help yourselves and your family members. Have a good day. Thank you.
Virinchi Hospitals. Right to science.